Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you into the live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now, here is the star of the show, the one, the only, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and also the voice of our San Antonio Missions as well. But anyway, well, we welcome you from Arkansas as we get set for this first of a 6-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Arkansas Travelers. Well, this week we celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, and so far, gonna be pretty good. We just want to thank our servicemen and women for allowing us freely to have our freedoms, and so far, just a great deed of service that they do as they serve and honor America in uniform. Well, tonight is Taco Bell night, and so far, gotta say, a pretty good night. Taco night is always a good night. Don't forget 2 crispy tacos, courtesy of a Missions double play against Arkansas. We'll go to San Antonio for all the fans that watch at the Wolf there at the broadcast. Well, in San Antonio, nicely hot, about 92 degrees as getting going the afternoon, but it is very cloudy here in Arkansas, and so far looking at the weather, we're seeing the thunderstorms arrive by overnight here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, as we approach a early Wednesday morning. Well, tomorrow evening, Military Appreciation Day here at the ballpark, as we have a second game against San Antonio, and so far a pretty good one. Getting ready to go here in that one. Don't forget it's taco night, or actually $2 Thirsty Thursday night. And, well, $2 tacos, $2 drinks, and $2 items all night long, courtesy of the Travelers. Well, Friday night is fireworks night here at the All-American Ballpark, and so far going to be a pretty good one. Don't forget Saturday will be fireworks as well, then Bark in the Park Sunday here in Arkansas, as we'll wrap up our 6 games against San Antonio. Well, anyway, joined in the booth by my partner and friend Bob from San Antonio, and welcome in there, Bob. Hey, welcome to you too, my partner. Well, I gotta say, boy, last week San Antonio took 2 of 4 against Corpus Christi. The Hooks did really good. And so far now, Corpus Christi in Tulsa tonight. And so far we are in Arkansas. And final score from that Sunday ball game, Corpus Christi 11, San Antonio 2. And I got to say, that was just one heck of a ball game as the Hooks won it by a lot there at Bayfront Park. And got to say, it was a pretty good one. Yeah, I got to say, John, that game was a blowout. It really was. And so far as we start the new week here in Arkansas, I know this will probably be the second to last in the first for the Travelers. But most evidently, with the last 3 weeks of the first half, I mean, I know San Antonio has Arkansas, Amarillo, and Midland to deal with. And so far, going to be pretty good. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right about that. And so far, pretty good. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and give you ball clubs tonight. Wichita at Midland, San Antonio at Arkansas, Corpus Christi at Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas at Springfield, and Frisco at Amarillo. Well, we'll take you down for the severe weather alert going around Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. A tornado warning on a storm just to the west of Amarillo. Looks like it's shifting slightly south, but evidently they are tracking that storm, and it does have some gorilla-sized tail with it. But tell you one thing, it gets pretty rough if a storm like that in a likelihood environment getting pretty good in that one. Yeah, I got to say, John, we are still tracking that storm just to the south of Amarillo. And yeah, the game there in Amarillo is now in a delay, and it could possibly get canceled against the Frisco Rough Riders. And so far, they are keeping a well-monitored look on that severe thunderstorm. They did report that Amarillo got some baseball-sized hail out of the storm itself, but the storm is rapidly rotating. It could drop tornadoes. And so far, that storm now shifting to the south at Canyon, Texas. And that's it. That little town out there is just to the south of Amarillo. And boy, that storm is rapidly rotating. There ain't nothing on the ground, but there is storm chasers that are literally out there just watching to see what this thing does. Evidently, yes, good job there, Bob. Severe thunderstorm watch in place for Amarillo, and gotta say the watch definitely goes until about 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. But a lot of rain, a lot of hail, a lot of lightning. Earlier, a storm chaser had reported seeing a lightning strike and a grass fire, which evidently under the supercell itself, it was a low precip cell. And evidently, lightning has been a main factor of this year. And so far, just it's been one crazy year for the whole, Texas and Oklahoma and even into Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas as well, into that one. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right about that. Well, anyway, we're 6:50 here tonight, and we are just about moments away from the first pitch at top of the first inning for San Antonio. And so far, this will conclude the pregame show as well. We'll keep you following on the updates of the severe weather in Amarillo, Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Frisco and the Sod Poodles are delayed until this point forward, but we'll give you updates as we go through this evening. Well, we'll take you down to the field now as we get things ready to rock and roll. Who's Rodney? I tell you. But anyway, do apologize for the stutteriness. We're getting better on that. But anyway, this is the first road travel in Arkansas, and as you can see, the jerseys have been updated for the Arkansas Travelers. I gotta say, John, they look very spiffy, red and gold. And on the hill now, Ryan Hawks getting on for the Travelers. And so far, you see the 125th in their ball caps and everything. Looking really good here for Arkansas. Well, the leadoff batter is the shortstop Clay Dungan, and we are underway as the first pitch has been thrown in for a strike, and the count now 0-1. Well, so far as everybody gets going, no score, but top half of the second inning there in Midland, it is no score against the Wind Surge and the Rockhounds. And that one is popped foul. The count now at 0-2. So still hanging on is the shortstop Clay Dungan. Circle change is far and wide out from the inside. The count now 1-2. There's the Pitch, and that's going to be a slow roller. Boy, he has trouble with it. Passes to the pitcher, gets him down for the out, and there is one away. With that, let's give this week's starting lineups for San Antonio. Dungan, Roberts, Salas, Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian, Vertigo, Murphy, and Castañon rounded out for San Antonio here this evening. Gray skies, temperature at 87 degrees. The humidity coming up in this one up to a 75, so make sure you're staying hydrated this evening as we go along the way. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in and takes a strike in. The count now 0-1. So Frisco and Amarillo are delayed in the start of this opening week. But all knowingly, here in the Texas League, we're glad we're not getting the severe weather, because if we did, that would be bad. That one's right there. Line drive straight away up the right field. Roberts goes for a pond. And that one goes to San Antonio for the Missions there at Nelson Wolff. Yeah, that was a great first hit for San Antonio. Just look at that. That one down into right field. He had to try to get caught up with it, but so far now, runner in scoring position for San Antonio in that one. That is for sure. Ethan Salas coming in. We'll take that one high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, that storm going over Canyon, Texas. Severe thunderstorm warned. It was tornado warned, but it could reorganize into a new supercell, and it could become very dangerous. Reported the hail and the lightning and strong winds and even up to heavy rain as it went through the area. That thunderstorm watch goes till 9 or 10 o'clock tonight for Amarillo, and that is going to get right there. And that will be up to a 3-1 count, as that was a wild pitch. Now a run for San Antonio, 90 feet in across the score. And gotta say, just look at that. That is a pretty good move. Well, that runner advancing from second to third. 3-1 the count now to Ethan Salas as he comes in. And that will be in, but they'll argue that call and see where that was. That was right outside. I don't know why he would call that ball two, strike 2 on there. That could have been an easy ball 4, just a few more inches. I'll tell you, John, it's kind of crazy. And now look at there. There's ball 4. And the first walk by Ryan Hawks as he gets that one. Romeo Sanabria up next for San Antonio. We'll take that one in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Well, fans watching from San Antonio, and boy, just a long drive to get here. We got here last night. Boy, I tell you what, we are a long way from home, ain't we there, Bob? Yeah, we are. We are about 9, 10, maybe 11 hours away from our home ballpark. But I'll tell you, Arkansas, well, that will be a strikeout right there, and that will be out number 2. Here's right fielder Braden Carpathios as he comes in. Ready to go, the pitch, and that one is foul. And the count now 0-1. So we'll continuously give you severe weather updates from Amarillo, Texas. No balls and 1 strike, the count now. And the pitch. That one has got high in the air, straight away left field. Left fielder gets under it, will make the play, and that ends the half inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 2 left, as now bottom to the first. Arkansas coming up to bat right after this. So we'll be ready to go as we get set for the bottom of the first, coming back after a break. Now set to go for the bottom of the first right now, the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Well, San Antonio right-hander Garrett Hawkins is on the mound here in game one for the Missions. And so far, we look at the scouting report, four-seam changeup slider and a two-seam fastball getting in. Well, JT Arruda coming in now as he'll lead it off for Arkansas. Wind up and the pitch, and that is in for the strike. The count now 0-1. First road travel of the year to Arkansas. Wish these guys would come to San Antonio. That would be great. Well, maybe next year they will. Well, hopefully, maybe we just have to go up to their major league office and beg them and plead with them. Say, hey, we want these boys coming to San Antonio next year. 12 games with Arkansas, that would be a fair deal right there. 6 there at Wolf Stadium, 6 here at All-American. That would be great. Well, with the out, here is the Arkansas Travelers starting lineups. Ruda, Knight, Fitzgerald, Montes, Souzabel, Sundstrom, Sani, Retz, and Sanchez rounded out for the Arkansas Travelers. Arkansas has 4 right-handed batters, 3 left-handed, and 2 switch hitters for their whole defense, which that is pretty good. Here's Bill Knight as he comes in, and that's going to get down, line straight for a base hit, and going to first, going to second, and he's going to get there and up to third, as that will be a 1-out triple for Bill Knight. Man, that was a really good line drive. Both outfielders tried to get the baseball, but they couldn't catch up with it there, John. I got to agree. They both couldn't catch it. You're absolutely right. Not disagreeing with you at all about that. Hunter Fitzgerald coming in now as he hits that one out of play. Found the count now 0-1. Fitzgerald averaging .399 over to .500. He's had 7 home runs for Arkansas with a 23 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. And that one's going to be a liner straight away through for a hit. Arkansas scores the first run by Hunter Fitzgerald's RBI single. And Travelers up now 1-0. The bottom of the first inning for their side. Wow, what a pretty good line drive hit, but now trying to get 2 outs, and here's Lazaro Montes coming in. And the pitch right there and out of play. The count now 0-1 as he comes in. Boy, so far the start to a new baseball week. And San Antonio last week in Corpus Christi won 2 out of that 4. Well, the Hooks came in and most evidently they took 4 games out of 2 against San Antonio last week. And now a brand new week here in Arkansas as we got all the way till Sunday to play this series, and one and only road trip to Arkansas this year. And gotta say, so far that's going to be pretty good. Luis Suzabel coming in now, the third baseman for the Travelers. And the pitch, and that's going to be a high fly in the air to left field, Kai Murphy. And that will be out number 3. But Hunter Fitzgerald gets one and on the RBI, and they'll take the lead 1-0 against San Antonio. Top of the second inning coming up. The Arkansas Travelers lead it 1-0. We'll be right back after our break. Bounce set to go for inning number 2 for San Antonio. Right now, the Travelers Baseball Network. Well, the designated hitter, Albert Fabian, coming in, 6'7", due up against Ryan Hawks. It's that one out of play foul. The count now 0-1. Oh, a minute after 7:06. Boy, tell you one thing, Frisco and Amarillo still delayed to their start time. Here's the pitch. And that one foul. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. High pop-up, straight away third. And the third baseman will take it himself, and that's out number 1. Ooh. Man, I tell you one thing, that's just rough around the edges when you try to get in and get something going for the Missions. Well, here's third baseman Rosemond Verdugo. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Boy, he threw that fastball right by him, didn't he? Yeah, he sure did. And that one is outside, but that goes to the backstop, and it's 1-1. And that one is outside. The count now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count, and a pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 2-2. Wind up and the pitch. That's right there. Back up the middle. Line through for a center field hit. And that's the second hit for San Antonio. Boy, pretty good line drive right there when you think about how hard he hit that one. That was right up the chute. Yeah, it sure was there, Bob. Not wrong about that at all. Oh, he got it right where he wanted it. Yeah, he sure did. Here is left fielder Kai Murphy. Takes that one outside as 1 ball and no strikes. Tying run now at first. The go-ahead right now is left fielder Murphy. One ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that is outside, so he won't fool him there. And the count now 2-0. Boy, 125 seasons of Travelers baseball here in American Ballpark. And right there, the count now 2-1. Boy, 125 great years of Arkansas baseball. Here's a 2-1. And that is outside for ball 3, so the count now 3-1. 3-1. And that is in for a strike. The count now at 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Right there, line straightaway left field, through for a hit. And that lead runner will stop at second in scoring position now. And boy, that was a beautiful line drive. Now a 3-run shot could come in, or a base hit loads him up, and a grand slammer would also be in effect for San Antonio. Marcos Castañon coming in. That one is high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, San Antonio needs a victory here tonight after losing Sunday against Corpus Christi there at Bayfront Park. Yeah, they do. They need a win badly. And that one is smashed high in the air, straight away up the left field, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, shortstop Clay Duncan.
And the shortstop up to the batting order now is San Antonio shortstop Clay Duncan. Duncan now coming in, is set to go, and the windup and the pitch. And yes, we do have a net that keeps flying around, but right in front of me. And so far, that goes to the left field for out number 3. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for San Antonio. 6, 7, 8 due up for Arkansas coming up as Jared Sundstrom will lead it off for the Travelers. We come back. Well, just about set to go for the bottom of the second right now, the Travelers Baseball Network. Jared Sundstrom coming in now as we lead off the bottom of the second inning. Arkansas leading this game by a run. The pitch. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I will take the fault for that one, Bob, because I was just making sure that we can hear ourselves in our live broadcast and stuff, that everybody can hear us perfectly fine. No balls, 2 strikes to Sundstrom. Arkansas leading this ball game by a run, and that is a strikeout as Garrett Hawkins will strike out Sundstrom. So far, Northwest Arkansas leading Springfield 1-0. Bottom of the first inning. Wichita leading Midland 2-0 there at Franco Park. Bottom half of inning number 2. That one downstairs. The count now 1-0. Arkansas leading this game by a run against San Antonio. Left-hander, or left fielder Sammy Sayani, I should say. I'm trying to pronounce his last name. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now. And the pitch. That one's going to be right there. Line drive, and that is through for a hit. And it's going to roll all the way to the wall. And that will be another RBI triple here for Arkansas. Man, and these Travelers are doing pretty good. Now they still have a good front lead of that. And they can still come in and get something going. Jackson Reitz coming in now, as he takes a strike inside, as the count now 0-1. Boy, they've updated the Travelers jersey, LR for Little Rock. They ought to put their insignia for who they affiliationed with. But all knowingly, we know who they are affiliated to, the Seattle Mariners. Yep, and so far San Antonio being a Padres affiliate. That one is out of play, foul. The count now 1-2. San Antonio trying to keep the score right where it is. The first baseman Sanabria gets on the mound and makes the catch. And they're 2 down. Boy, a good play right there by Romeo Sanabria, and he got out there on the mound to cover the mound area, and so far that's what they did. Axel Sanchez coming in now. High pop-up, straightaway right field. Carpathios under this one, and they tightrope out of danger for the first time here tonight. But they'll leave the score right where it is, as Arkansas had 1 hit on this one, and we hit to the third. The Travelers leading it. It is 1-0 Arkansas. Well, about set to go for the top half of the third inning. Right now, the Travelers Baseball Network. Well, here is the center fielder, Kai Roberts, coming in as we lead it off here in the top of the third for San Antonio. And he misses that circle change, trying to catch up with it. The count now 0-1. And that one will miss outside, even up the count now 1-1. Well, Bob, I gotta say, 40 years today, what movie came out in 1986? Can you give me a hint? Well, do you know? You were around? I don't know. Well, that one is a ball. Oh, they called it strike three on him. Oh, jeez, that is just rough around the edges when they call ball three in a full count, and then they switch it around to strike three, you're out. That one is high fly, in play, foul. It had two movies, 1986 and 1988. It celebrated 40 years after it first released to the movie theaters. Was it Short Circuit? Bing! There you go. So, Short Circuit was out in 1986. The first film came out. Short Circuit 2 came out in 1988, which I wasn't alive to see that, but no, I wasn't born yet. But no, the first time I watched it was in 1996. First time I could ever open my eyes. Well, you can open your eyes earlier than that, maybe around a couple of months and stuff. I know, I tell you. But when I graduated high school out of 1974, okay. So you were pretty much in the workforce, was you? Uh-huh.
Whoa.
The 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now, and 2 down and nobody on for San Antonio. Boy, a disappointing inning, but a lot more innings to go. Right there, ground ball straightaway third, up to first. And that is out number 3. Second to first there, John. Thank you for reminding me. Well, we now head for the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Arkansas. Well, I'll tell you one thing. JT Aruda coming in now as he gets ready to come into this one when we come back here in the broadcast. Well, getting set for the bottom half of the third inning. Right now, the Arkansas Baseball Network. JT Aruda coming in now as we lead off the bottom of the third. And I tell you, Bob, there is some gnats flying around in here. Yeah, I gotta say, John, they are just flying around and, boy, just driving you crazy as you broadcast in here. Yeah. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Look at that. He chased that one. And the count now at 0-2. Boy, I tell you one thing, Bob. The gnats drive me crazy. Yeah, I think they all do. They fly right in front of you as you're broadcasting. And gotta say, I think we need to get some spray in here and try to get them. Maybe a fly swatter. Right there, changeup. Gets him down, out number one. And that's one away here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Center fielder, number 3.
Center fielder, Bill Knight coming in. Wind up and the pitch. That one right there and in for a cold strike as the count now 0-1. So yes, 1986 was Short Circuit 1. And then Short Circuit 2 came out 1988. It's a classical.
Nope, that's foul.
It's all about a robot named... can't even talk this evening. It was a robot named Johnny 5. Your name is Johnny. Well, if you want to call me John, you could call me that. If you want to call me Johnny, that's fine. I'm okay with that too. Well, Big J, they would call me. A lot of people will call me different type of names, give me nicknames, all types of stuff. But, hey, whatever y'all want, y'all can call me whatever you want. Right there, out number 2 to the left fielder, Kai Murphy, as he'll reach up and make the play for that one.
First baseman,
Hunter Fitzgerald, 1-for-1 RBI single in the first inning. And here is the pitch. That one's got high in the air, straightaway right field. Carpathios getting near the warning track and makes the play, and that ends the half inning. Nothing doing here in this half inning, and we head now to the fourth inning. Arkansas out in front, 1-0. We head to the top half of the fourth inning for San Antonio as right fielder Braden Carpathios will lead it off when we come back. Well, about set to go for San Antonio here in the top of the fourth. Right now, the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Braden Carpathios, the next batter up, will be the middle half. 5-6-7 due up for San Antonio. Will take that one in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Corpus Christi leading 3-0 against Tulsa. Boy, 2 weeks on the road. Their first stop, they go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their second week going to Northwest Arkansas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside. The count now 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a pitch downstairs and in for a strike. The count now 2-2. Boy, Frisco and Amarillo getting going after a rain delay, and by golly, those thunderstorms just rolled right through the area. So far, Amarillo having a 12-game homestand, 6 against Midland, now 6 this week against the Frisco Rough Riders. That one is foul, still remaining a full count now for Carpathios. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A pitch. That one is got high in the air, straightaway left center. Anybody up to short will get it. And the left and center are called off by the shortstop to make the play.
Number 40.
Well, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in, ready to go from the stretch, and that is foul. Boy, look at that, 104 on the radar gun. That was a ball that, just would have plunked you silly if you got hit by a 104-mile-per-hour fastball. And that is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. Boy, I'll tell you one thing, John, a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings, but so far San Antonio trying to get the bats hot here this evening. Yeah, for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now, and here's the windup and the pitch. That one is outside, 2-2. That was like one of my favorite childhood movies, was Short Circuit. One of a classic type movies from 1986. And Short Circuit 2 came out. That one is high fly, in the air, deep, high in the air, going, and it's going to hit the base. And right there, Fabian with a 1-out double. Man, and he's going to try to get something going. Tying run now in scoring position. Now it just takes a base hit to continue this half inning. Yeah, for sure. But dang, we're going back to 1980s, aren't we? Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about a lot of things. You know, Short Circuit was 1986. And then it was Short Circuit 2 out in 1988. Rosman Verdugo coming in now, runner in scoring position. During that time, Back to the Future 1 came out. 1985. Nick Garza and Alex Hope coming in, warm-up for the Arkansas Travelers. My mom and dad, in 1985, they went to go watch a concert by Huey Lewis. Oh, yeah, he was a pretty good singer when it came to Back to the Future. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one is a slider outside. The count now 2-2. Back in Time was the song that my parents got to sing and stuff. I got to hear the song from it. They'd sing it in the car if they wanted to. Well, my dad told me stories about that. 2 balls and 2 strikes, a pitch, and that is right there, called third strike, and they got him. And that's a backwards K, 4th strikeout for Ryan Hawks. Two down in the inning. Here is Guy Murphy as he hits that ball, slow roller straight to second, up to first in time, and nothing again doing for San Antonio. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. Bottom half of the 4th, set to go. Arkansas out in front, 1-0. Lazaro Montes getting ready to go as Well, we head to the bottom of the fourth for the Arkansas Travelers. Right now, the Travelers Baseball Network. Lazaro Montez coming out now. Middle half of the order for the Travelers. San Antonio starter Garrett Hawkins start his fourth inning of work on the mound for the Missions. And that will be a foul ball. The count now 0-1. Gotta say, John, if they continue to keep this ball game right where it is, San Antonio could have a surprise up their sleeve. Yeah, for sure. High in the air straight away, up to the foul grounds as Sanabria making the play, leaving his post as one away. And that will be one down here in the half inning. Luis Zuzabel coming in, 0 for 1, a flyout. Up next for Arkansas. Here's pitch. And that is a strike inside. The count now 0-1. Here is the 0-1. That one high in the air straight away. Left field, Murphy under it. And there is 2 up, 2 down. Boy, Wichita leading 3 against Midland. Rockhounds will get 1, so now it'll be 2 for the Wind Surge there at Franco Park. Here's Jared Sundstrom as he comes in, hits that one straight away center. And Kai Roberts runs it down, and that's a 1-2-3 half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for the Arkansas Travelers. 5th inning coming up, and it's 1-0 Arkansas. So we'll be set to go as the second baseman Marcos Castañon getting ready to go. All right, now set to go for the 5th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon coming in, 9-1-2, due up against the starter for the Travelers, Ryan Hawks. 72 pitches already for this guy on the mound, and he has the 5th inning to work. And I tell you one thing, he looks like he's getting tired, but the staff and the managers are watching him closely. And look out, that just nailed him. And Marcos Castañon getting that free base on pass after a hit by pitch. Here is Clay Dungan, the shortstop, will lead off the San Antonio order. And that one is outside. The count now 1-0. 75 would be a limit for a starting pitcher. But anyway there, John, I mean, it could be 75-80. Yeah, for sure. 1 ball and 1 strike at the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, and the count now 1-2. Boy, San Antonio has been flailing up 1-2-3s through half of this game. And that is right there for a called third strike, and they got him down. So the 5th for the evening for Ryan Hawks. 41% of his four-seam, a circle change at 32, and now the manager is coming out as that's going to do for Ryan Hawks in the ball game. 75 pitches is the limit for this man for Arkansas.
Now pitching.
Now our new
Number
right-hander, Nick Garza, Nick Garcia, coming in now as he'll get set to go. Garcia now pitching for the Arkansas Travelers. So the four-seam slider and a cutter getting in
Now
this
back,
one.
Center fielder, number 2.
Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in now as we'll greet off the new arm. And here's the pitch, and that is in for the strike. 0-1 the count. No balls, one strike. Runner at first, one away here in the fifth for San Antonio. That is back up the middle right there to second. They don't get him, so they'll get the out at second. The runner at first is safely on. So here is Ethan Salas, 0 for 1, a walk. Boy, he did pretty good for. And the count now 0-1 as he misses that one out. And the count now 0-1. The 0-1. And that is in for a strike. Boy, that 94 fastball is getting right there in the chute. So here's the 0-2. And that's a swing and a miss. Right outside the zone. He blew it right by him. He chased it. And that is a swing and a miss, no doubt about it. Well, still a 1-0 ball game for Arkansas as we go now to the bottom of the fifth. Travelers leading it 1-0. So we'll be set to go for the bottom of the fifth as Sammy Saani coming in now as we'll get things going. Well, we're set to go for the bottom of the fifth right now for the Arkansas Baseball Network. Sammy Siani coming in now, 7-8-9. Bottom half of the order set to go as that one is yanked foul. The count now 0-1. Corpus Christi leading 6-0 against Tulsa. Boy, I tell you, these guys are on a hitting frenzy. The 0-1. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Tell you one thing, John, 11-2 as they took it. Game against San Antonio on Sunday. That was rough. Yeah, it was. Felt like they got paddle spanked. And that's going to be right there, and he'll miss it. So now that runner is going to advance to second, and they get it back in quickly. And boy, that baseball just went right past the left fielder. Boy, tell you one thing, that is just rough around the edges trying to catch up with that baseball. Yeah, it sure was. Here's Jackson Reitz now as he comes in.
No, that's a ball.
Boy, San Antonio in a threat right now against the Travelers. Arkansas now leading this game 1-0 as they've done for this half of the ball game, and that one's going to be hit high in the air straight away, and that is gone. And that's a home run by Jackson Reitz. And boy, that one is long gone. Now Arkansas leading at 3-0. Wichita now leading 5-1 against Midland there at Franco Park. Ooh, Corpus Christi now stretches it to 3 more runs. It's 8-0 Corpus Christi against the Tulsa Drillers. Axel Sanchez coming in now as he'll take that one in. And count now 0-1. 0-for-1 flyout by the shortstop for Arkansas. And that's going to look like it's going to do for Garrett Hawkins, as that will be out for a discussion. And so far, that will be the decision made, as Hawkins will be out of the ball game. And so far, we'll have a new arm coming up for the San Antonio pitching change.
Now pitching.
That'll bring up the right-hander, Andrew Dahlquist, as he comes in. 4-seam, a 2-seam, curveball slider, and a changeup. Right-hander now pitching for San Antonio. Well, up now is Axel Sanchez as he comes in to greet the new arm in relief. That is a curveball down in the dirt, and he went after it for a strike. The count now 0-2. That one fouls off, and it goes into the dugout. And the count now 0-2. Still hanging on is Axel Sanchez. That is high in the air straight away. And it is the pitcher, Dahlquist, who makes the play. Falls off the shortstop, and or the second baseman, Castañon, as he comes in. JT Aruda leading it off here for Arkansas as we go back to the top of the Travelers lineup card, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Man, 9-0 now there in DCJ Field, Corpus Christi. Boy, they're hitting the ball well there at Drillerville.
That's a ball.
A change up the count now 1-1. Northwest Arkansas still leading 1-0 against Springfield in the top half of the 4th inning. We'll go to Amarillo and look at that score. Still nothing doing. Top of the 2nd against the Frisco Rough Riders. That one right there stopped by the first baseman, Sanabria, and that is out number 2. Great, terrific play by the 93. And so far, pretty good. Center fielder Bill Knight, 1 for 2 triple last time around. And the pitch. high in the air, straightaway up the right field is Carpathos making the play, and that will end the inning. Jackson Reitz puts a 2-run shot straight to left field. And boy, this play really gets the home crowd going, as it'll be the inning over. So Arkansas leading it 3-0 as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Straight ahead for San Antonio. Halfway through the ball game tonight as we get going in the broadcast. Arkansas leading it 3-0 against the San Antonio Missions here tonight. As so far as we give you the line look of the score, boy, Arkansas, the lone 1 run in the bottom of the 1st inning. And gotta say, pretty good. We'll be right back on this one as Romeo Sanabria gets going here for San Antonio. And we'll be right back here in this one. Top half of the 6th inning for San Antonio, and right now for the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Romeo Sanabria, the first up in the top of the 6th inning for San Antonio. And set to go. Here's the pitch, and that one is going to be driven high in the air straightaway, and it will get out of play foul. 0-1 the count. Here is the pitch. And that one's going to be right there. Liner straightaway up to right field, through for a hit. The second baseman will miss it. And so far, that is going to be pretty good for Sanabria. Braden Carpathos coming up now. And that's going to be right there. Liner again, straightaway right field. And now 2 back-to-backs are getting on with the 2 singles and nobody out. So now with Albert Fabian, that could put the tying run right now on base. That is for sure. That one foul, and the count now 0-1. 1 for 2 double by Fabian here tonight. Wichita leading Midland 6-1 there at Bronco Park tonight. And that one's going to be lined straight away. And there goes the runner. He tags up. And he heads right there to third, and he's picked off. So now a double play
Number 31.
And boy, that makes the Arkansas Travelers out there in the dugout just laughing at them. I'm like, why did they do that for? They're like, ah. Yeah. I tell you, I think those prospects are laughing because they got two. That is for sure. Right there, line drive. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning, so that is not a good, productive inning. And now we head to the 3-4-5 hitters due up for Arkansas in the next half inning when we come back. So it's still a 3-0 ball game. So about set to go as Hunter Fitzgerald will get things ready to rock and roll for the Travelers when we come back. Just about set to go for the bottom half of the sixth inning right now on the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Middle half of the order, and now lead off Hunter Fitzgerald as he comes in. 3-0 Arkansas Travelers against the San Antonio Missions here tonight. Here is the pitch, and that is in for the code. Strike is the count now, 0-2. Wind Surge lead the Rockhounds 6-1, bottom of the fifth. Arkansas leading San Antonio 3-0 here, bottom of six. Corpus Christi 9-0, top of the third in Tulsa. Northwest Arkansas leading 1-0, bottom of the fourth. And Frisco and Amarillo, no score as they're the bottom half of the second there at Wateridge Field in downtown Amarillo. That one right there, the count now 0-2 as that would go foul. But I tell you one thing, the severe weather just seems like that big bad thunderstorm now going to the Lemon area. And it looks like it's starting to lose steam, it looks. Texas Panhandle sneaky tornado threat could still be in the works. So Amarillo going into the Panhandle and the Texas-Oklahoma border, which they could still see some massive storms of baseball-sized hail, gorilla-sized hail, a stable atmosphere, a great environment for tornadic activity is going into those two areas and also here into Arkansas as well. So basically keep our eyes on the weather as we go through tonight. But maybe into tomorrow as well, but we'll see what happens there. Mother Nature tends to have her days.
Montez.
Lazaro Montez, a right fielder coming in, 0 for 2, a flyout pop-out for Arkansas. Just watching this live streamer by the name of Storm Runner Media, looking pretty good. That Storm off to the north of
That's a ball.
Lyman. To the north of Lyman and a city of Hugo. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that is going to be in for a strike. The count now 1-1 to the 4-hole batter, Lazaro Montes. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one's going to be right there, up to left field, through for the base hit. Boy, I tell you one thing, they are just getting pretty interesting in this ball game. So here is Luis Sozabel coming in.
Strike! Woo!
And that's going to be in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. So for 2 and 2 flyouts here today to the first baseman. I tell you, those wind turbines, it kind of reminds me of twisters. Here's the pitch, and that one is going to be out of play. The count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Call third strike. They got him.
Now batting. Designated hitter, number 89.
Well, the designated hitter, Jared Sundstrom, coming in. 2 outs, runner at first. The pitch.
Strike!
And that is right there in the count now, 0-1. Well, I tell you one thing, that San Antonio needs to get the bats hot in the top of the 7th inning. 9 outs to go for them. And that is right there and in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Don't forget, it's Military Appreciation Day at the ballpark tomorrow. So anybody that's military service members could come in. And so far, if you show your proof of military ID, you could come in to the ball game for free. Just remember, we don't allow cheaters to come in. So just make sure that you don't impersonate anybody that serves in our armed forces, because that's a dishonorment to our service members. That is for sure. And if you are caught doing that, you could face jail time too. That is for sure. Well, we head to the 7th inning, and so far, no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left for Arkansas. And we head to the 7th inning as Kai Murphy will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Top half of the seventh inning for San Antonio right now on the Arkansas Baseball Network. Well, here is left fielder Kai Murphy as he gets ready to go. Here is the windup and the pitch, and that one is going to be lofted out of play, foul. The count now 0-1. No balls and one strike. Here is the pitch. And that one is crushed. And that goes to the crazy food court. And San Antonio now not being shut out anymore. Boy, Kai Murphy, first home run of the night for San Antonio. He'll literally get things rocking and rolling here in this half inning. Boy, still 2 runs to catch up for Arkansas, and, well, for San Antonio, I should say. They got 2 to catch up to the Travelers. I mean, where are you at there, Bob? Near second baseman Marcos Castañon, who's hit 0 for 1, a hit by pitch earlier. No balls and 1 strike, the count, and here's the pitch. And that one is gone. And right off the building. Man, that is 2 back-to-back home runs. And boy, Castañon getting on and hits that one out of here. He sure did. Boy, and now San Antonio just a run shy of catching the Arkansas Travelers. Boy, and they are celebrating inside that dugout, and 9 outs to work with. That's a pretty good thing for San Antonio to even do. Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got our proud sponsors coming in as we have a Arkansas Travelers pitching change, and all the way from San Antonio, our proud sponsor West Creek Trail Rides wanting that shout out, and yes, here we go. Make sure you check them out. 210-616-6585 to book that reservation. And so far you are good to go. Here's Robertson Ortiz, a left-hander, getting ready to go for the Arkansas Travelers. Three to 2 Arkansas lead in front of San Antonio. And that one is going to be foul. The count now 0-1 to Clay Dungan. 0 for 3, a strikeout, flyout, and a ground out. Boy, pretty good right there. And so far, a pretty good one. That one is a high flyer straight away, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And that's going to put Clay Dungan, the tying run, now in scoring position. Doesn't it feel good when San Antonio can easily get the bats hot again? Well, they sure can there, Bob. Boy, and it takes a 2-run shot to take a 1-run lead against Arkansas. In now is center fielder Kai Roberts. 1 for 3 double last time around. So far, just a overcast evening. Boy, you can see the haze just coming off the stadium lights. And that one is going to be hit high in the air. The count now 0-2. Boy, Corpus Christi 9-1 against Tulsa. And that one's going to be high in the air straight away. And that's going to carry it. It's gone. And the lead evaporated just like that. And now San Antonio continues to pour it on here. 4-3 here in this one. And boy, that manager is not happy. Kai Roberts getting the 2-run shot, and boy, I tell you one thing, the Arkansas Travelers not happy that they didn't get a lot of runs going in, but So far, it's getting to be a real hitter's duel out here as we see it. Here's Ethan Salas as he comes in, takes a strike in the count now, 0-1, and 0-2, a walk. Here we go, 3-4-5 due up against Robinson Ortiz. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. They got him. Blew it right by him for the strikeout, and that's out number 1.
Now batting.
First baseman Romeo Sanabria coming in. San Antonio leading this game 4-3 here in the 7th inning. 4 runs already home for the half of the 7th inning. And that's going to be right there in up to left field, and that is through for a hit. And boy, Sanabria gets on base.
Number 22.
Boy, tell you one thing there, John. They're getting pretty good hits in, but tell you one thing, getting some runs in. What's the matter there, Bob? You getting sleepy already? Yeah, a little bit. Well, that'll do for number 49 as the manager is giving him the boot. And now that will get going for a new arm, a right-hander, Cole Wilcox coming in. And we'll see if he can get something going here for the Arkansas Travelers. Boy, I tell you one thing, a pretty good lead for San Antonio. Now here is Braden Carpathios as he takes a strike inside as the count now 0-1. 1-for-3 single. Beginning to be a pretty good half inning for San Antonio. Just the 4 runs coming in. Now a 5th run possible out there in scoring position. That's going to be lined, and boy, that is carrying. It is gone. And San Antonio takes in 2 more, and now it's a 6-3 ball game. Boy, the Mission's doing really well as they get going in this game. They were flailing in the start of this game, and boy, that's really good for San Antonio as they come in and score 6 times this half inning. And pretty good right there. Well, we're going to take a breather here, and so far we'll be right back here in this one as we continue the half inning 6-3 against the Arkansas Travelers. We'll be right back to give you the station identification coming up. Well, just about continuously on this ball game, and we had our little quick break, and we're back here at the ballpark. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. Albert Fabian coming in, 1-for-3 as we lead a 6-3 ball game. And so far, ground ball straight away to second in time as they throw him out, and that is out number 2.
31.
Rosman Verdugo, the third baseman, coming in, 1-for-3 single. A pretty good night for San Antonio if they can win this ball game and get something going. That's right there high in the air straight away, and that ends the inning, finally coming to a close. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We hit bottom of 7. San Antonio leads it 6-3. We'll go ahead for the bottom of the 7th when we come back. But first, it's our Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom of the seventh inning, and boy, so far the severe weather update. John Baker, take it away. Well, thank you, Bob. And I got to say that tornadic looking thunderstorm that went west of Amarillo, south of Amarillo. I tell you, that storm had some big hail. I'm watching a video right now, and boy, I tell you, this one guy is getting pummeled by hail, and that hail is up to baseball size hail. Windshield shattered on impact. And we'll say that was really rough in the Texas Panhandle. Most evidently, the Frisco Rough Riders and the Amarillo Sod Poodles got rained out on that ball game, but evidently they are now playing here tonight. Top of the fourth inning, Frisco leading, or not leading, they're leading it off in the fourth with no score against the Sod Poodles. But tonight being the Amarillo Pointy Boots. Still a 1-0 lead for Northwest Arkansas against Springfield. Corpus Christi leading 10-1 against Tulsa. With San Antonio leading 6-3 here in the broadcast. And then Wichita 6-3 in Midland. We're about set to go here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. We hope everybody enjoyed themselves. The seventh inning stretch of this one. And here is Sammy Saani as he comes in, is set to go. And here's the pitch. That one downstairs is the count now 1-0. And so far, massive hail just south of Amarillo. That is rough. And that's count now 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes here in the bottom of the seventh inning. 7-8-9 due up against Andrew Dahlquist. That one fouled in the way. The count now 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. He chases his outside. And the count now 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. And they got him. And that's out number 1.
Now batting, catcher Jackson Reed.
Jackson Reed's coming in now. 1 for 2 here in the half inning. Takes a strike inside. It's a count now 0-1 to him. And the pitch. High pop-up straight away. The catcher Salas gets under it. And that is out number 2.
Now batting.
Man, rough around the edges when you can get out like that, but so far that would be the wasted opportunity right there for Arkansas. Axel Sanchez coming in now. As that's going to be high right there, and that's going to fall down for the base hit. And a 2-out single continues the half inning alive.
Second baseman, JT.
Well, Frisco is out in front, 1-0 against Amarillo. Now we're starting to see something go in the Sod Poodles territory. JT Aruda coming in. Takes that one in for the ball. The count now 1-0. 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. So far, a pretty good one here in Arkansas. San Antonio leading it 6-3 here in Game 1. After a massive loss against Corpus Christi last week. That was really rough. Here's a 1-1. And that one in the count now 1-2. Corpus Christi making a big push tonight in Tulsa, 10-1 in the top of the 5th inning. And those runs are coming in massive as we look at the prospects for the Houston Astros organization. But right there, out number 2, is that's the force out at second, and plenty of time to spare. That ends the inning. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left as we head to the 8th San Antonio leads it 6-3. Kai Murphy leads off the 8th when we come back here in this broadcast here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Foul set to go as we go to the top half of the 8th inning for San Antonio right now in the Arkansas Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Kai Murphy coming in now as we lead off the 8th. And yes, Bob, go ahead and do some if you need to or want to. Okay, well, thank you there, John. But, well, Kai Murphy coming in is the count now 0-1. And the pitch. And that one drilled high in the air, straightaway center. And that's going to be out number 1. Boy, almost to the end of this one here tonight as we look at the time. 9:05. Or 9:04, I should say. But most evidently, this game has really went really well, and that's going to be line straight to short, out number 2, and that will be 2 up, 2 down for San Antonio. Missions have a pretty good chance of winning this one, and now the manager is going to come out and get something going. But so far, they'll hold off. And, yeah, they'll do the pitching change for Arkansas.
Now pitching.
Now a new right-hander, Alex, number 48, Alex Hoppe coming in now. Or Hoppe. Hoppe. Does he hoppy around like a bunny rabbit? You're funny, John. Well, here is Clay Dungan as he comes in. Ready to go. Hoppy now pitching for the Arkansas Travelers. We'll take that one in for the strike. The count now 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery and the pitch, and that's going to be pelted high in the air straight away. And that's going to get up to the warning track at the wall, and that's going to get stopped right there, and that will be out number 3. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio, but the Mission's up front 6-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Straight ahead. Bottom half of the 8th inning right now, the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Well, thank you, Bob. Here is Bill Knight. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 8th against the reliever Andrew Dahlquist. Takes that one a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count, and here is the windup. And that one is out of play, foul. And the count now 0-2. Here is the 0-2. High in the air, straight to right field as Carpathios moves over to make the play. And that is out number 1.
Batting, first baseman, number 23.
Well, the first baseman, Hunter Fitzgerald, coming in. Boy, Midland trying to come back against the wind surge tonight. Bottom of the 7th inning, runner in scoring position now. Would that be the 4th run for the Rockhounds? That's right there. Hit to the first baseman, Sanabria,
Now batting,
as he'll make the play, step on the bag, and that's out number 2.
Montez.
Well, that'll bring up Lazaro Montes, a right fielder. 1 for 3 single. And San Antonio probably feels good after losing to Corpus Christi on Sunday by that 11-2 final. Yeah, I gotta say, John, that felt like a cactus up the butt nearly. Yeah, you're not kidding there, Bob.
Now batting.
Yeah, felt like they got whacked by a cactus. Ah, you're funny. Cracking me up there, Bob. I try to be a lot funny when we're in the broadcast booth here. Third baseman Luis Suzabel coming in now. 0 for 3, a strikeout and 2 flyouts. There's a pitch. And that one is going to be out of play, foul. The count now 0-2. 42 pitches now for Andrew Dahlquist. And right there, a swing and a miss. And that will do. So a productive inning, but San Antonio continues to lead the inning. And it is a 6-3 lead. Top of the 9th coming up for San Antonio as we come back next on the Arkansas Baseball Network. Well, just about set to go for the bottom half of the eighth inning. Right now, the Arkansas Travelers Baseball Network. Guy Roberts leading it off here as we go to the top of the ninth. So far, did you say bottom of the eighth inning? Because we're already past that there, Bob. Oops. Well, Michael Morales and Houston Roth coming in as they're getting ready to go here. And the windup and the pitch, and that one is in for a strike. The count now at 1-1. And that's in. The count now 1-2. Boy, Midland making a little push. Now it's 6-4. The Rockhounds still have a lot of ground to make up there in Franco Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there, back up through. And they got him by a footstep. That could have been an easy base hit if it would have been missed by that second baseman. Instead, he got it right there. And yep, there's the out. Got him by a footstep.
Nope, that's high.
Here now is Ethan Salas. 0 for 3, a walk. So that right there, pretty good. Northwest Arkansas leading 3-0 against Springfield. Frisco leading Amarillo 3-0. San Antonio leading this game 6-3. Only 3 runs in this ball game. And that could be enough to win it here in Arkansas. Just need to get the bottom of the ninth rolling on its rails.
Now batting, first baseman, number 93.
Here now is Romeo Sanabria. 2 men down. Last out for San Antonio for the ninth. And the pitch is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 0-1. And that is in for a ball. And the count now 1-1. We'll hope y'all come back tomorrow evening as we have Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. So far, get in and have a good night here at the Arkansas Travelers home ballpark of All-American. So far, pretty good. Well, that's a 3-up, 3 downs here for San Antonio. Missions lead it 6-3. Bottom of 9 coming up. So we'll get set with Jared Sundstrom coming up for Arkansas when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the ninth. Right now, the Travelers Baseball Network. Well, Jared Sundstrom coming in now is 6, 7, 8 due up here in the bottom of the ninth. We gotta say that will bring in Dyson Acosta as a right-hander, getting loose for the closing door objective as he gets on the hill for San Antonio here tonight. Boy, I tell you one thing, these are some close calls here tonight. And so far, we'll look at Midland and Wichita. Their score 6-4. Well, San Antonio 6-3 here in the bottom of the ninth as Jared Sundstrom comes in, takes a slider outside as the count now 1-0. Corpus Christi 10-1. Northwest Arkansas and Springfield 3-0. Naturals lead that ball game. Frisco leading Amarillo 3-0. Pitch clock violation on Acosta as he waited too long. Now 2-0 the count. And now that's in for the strike. The count now 2-1. Boy, San Antonio winning this ball game tonight. They can easily claim their 35th here in Arkansas. Right there, Sanabria will get it, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, left fielder, Sammy.
Well, that'll bring up the left fielder, Sammy Siani, as he comes in. 2 for 3, triple-double, and a run. Here's the pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. And that is foul. The count now 0-2. So far, Military Appreciation Day tomorrow night, so make sure that all military service members come into the ball game for free. The only thing that you're not allowed is, well, shortstop the first, and that's out number 2. But I was going to say, the only thing that we tell people not to do is impersonate people that serve in uniform. That's a big no-no, of course. And if you're caught doing that, you will go to jail, no doubt about it. Because stolen valor, you could get in serious trouble with stolen valor. It's also a federal offense, and you could serve up to 2 to 3 years in jail if you get caught. So here's the 0-1. Right there, liner, straight away, Sanabria takes it, and that is the ball game. And San Antonio takes game 1 of the series against Arkansas. Boy, they come in and win their ball game in this ballpark. I tell you, pretty good on that. That is for sure. Well, San Antonio still being a third-place position. Now they're 35th of the season as they beat Arkansas. Now the Travelers 41-29 in this one. First 2 teams done here tonight on a Tuesday evening. And got to say, a pretty good one. Looking like Wichita could win it, or Midland could win it. It will definitely be a flip around, of course. And so far, Rockhounds and Wind Surge going at it tonight at Franco Park. Well, pretty good night here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And so far, pretty good in this one. Boy, I tell you, what a ball game in Tulsa. 10-1 Corpus Christi. But a pretty good win for San Antonio as they lost on Sunday against the Hooks. But to tell you one thing, it's turning out to be a pretty good one. Well, Corpus Christi will have 3 more games with San Antonio this year. They start the second half at Nelson Wolff Stadium. And so far, a pretty good one going forward. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed this broadcast on the Radio 6, Arkansas 3, Ty Roberts 2 for 5, a home run and 2 bases. The win goes to Andrew Dahlquist, and a loss tonight for Arkansas will go to Robinson Ortiz as he takes the L here in this one. Well, we're back tomorrow evening as we'll bring you another edition of Texas League Baseball here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, as the San Antonio Missions and Arkansas Travelers will set to go for their second game of this 6-game set. Well, anyway, our first pitch of the ball game at 7:05 as we get going. And so far for all of us here tonight, happy Tuesday and taco night. Make sure you go to HEB and get you some taco fixings and make you some tacos here tonight. Well, y'all have a good night, and we see y'all tomorrow. This has been Arkansas